I want to take a moment at the beginning of this video to let you know that our next Remnant meeting will be June 1st, Saturday at 401 South Walnut in Centerview, Missouri at the old school at 5:30. Come join us. If you believe that you're different than most people around you, you look around and you believe that you should be the hands and feet of Jesus Christ while you look at a church that's just kind of going to church, but you want to be the church, this meeting's for you. It's in Centerview, Missouri, 401 South Walnut at 5:30, June 1st. Well, the Supreme Court just sent a very dangerous message to the Second Amendment community, as well as kind of a heads up, you're good to go, to anti-Second Amendment lawmakers who are desiring to take your guns. So what are we getting at? Now, before we get into that, I do want to take a moment and thank our sponsor, Victory Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram in Kansas City, Kansas, for not just supporting our channel, but by being the hands and feet of Jesus Christ, by building orphanages around this world, having food pantries throughout this country, having battered women's shelters all over this world. And I'm going to recommend, if you're like me and you bought a car or truck back in 2020 and your payments are probably too high, is to give them a call. I'm going to put the number below. What they can do is they can lower your payments and put you in a much, much better vehicle. That number is below. In addition to that, we have also partnered with them to give away a free tracker fishing boat. That number is also below. Just call them, tell them God, Family, and Gun sent you. You want to be entered to win the free fishing boat. All right, so what are we getting at? Well, in 10 states, including the District of Columbia, sporting rifles are banned. You can't own them without registering them. Well, you can't own them at all unless you grandfathered them in and you registered them in some of those cases. Now, the problem with the Supreme Court is clearly this is very anti-constitutional and very anti-Second Amendment. But now what we see the Supreme Court doing is they have refused to take up this case from Maryland, essentially giving a nod to lawmakers that it is okay to ban guns from these citizens, and we will do nothing about it. Now, you might argue, well, no, it got sent down to the Fourth Circuit Court. But if you look at what the Fourth Circuit Court does, it's not going to go well in the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals. More so, the 3-judge panel has been eliminated for this particular case, and they're just putting it in front of the entire Fourth Circuit. So it's not going to go well, and it's not going to come out advantageous for the Second Amendment community at all. And really, I was really blown away as I began to see the Supreme Court not really do anything about these sporting rifle bans that we see, or magazine bans. Like, there's just really not a lot playing out that is advantageous towards us, especially after the 2020 ruling, which essentially gave us constitutional carry from coast to coast. Since then, all that's happened is lawmakers have doubled down on taking our guns, doubled down on all these anti-Second Amendment efforts, and the Supreme Court literally just looks at them and says, well, we're not going to do anything about it at all. And that's where we stand. This is a very, very dangerous message to send to lawmakers specifically, because what lawmakers will now do with this information is they think, well, they're not going to do anything about it. So we'll just continue to pass these anti-constitutional, anti-Second Amendment laws and strip these citizens of their constitutional rights. And the Supreme Court is just sitting there doing nothing about it, just kind of always pushing it back down to the Circuit Court of Appeals. And Circuit Court of Appeals, depending on which district you're in, not a lot happening there either. So, here we are. I believe this is a dangerous message. They absolutely should have taken up this case. Really, almost out of any other Second Amendment case I've seen, this is ideal for the Supreme Court. And for them not to take it up, I believe sends a very dangerous message to us saying, we're not going to do anything about this. So just, might as well let them take your guns. And it's sending a very dangerous message to lawmakers, essentially telling them, go ahead and take their guns. We're not going to do anything about it. So any thoughts or insight on it, definitely put that below. We'll continue to follow this case and the other cases around here. But again, I predict it is not going to go well in the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals. And it might get pushed back up to the Supreme Court after that. We'll see. But, we'll keep following it. But right now, man, you live in one of those communist states that are taking your guns. I don't know what to tell you. I'd move. you know, and I know that's easier said than done, but, you know, but in reality, we're all, regardless of which state, you know, I live in Missouri, we're just one election away from being in the same boat. Same boat. We saw that happen in Virginia. We've seen that happen all over this country. So any thoughts or insight on any of that, definitely put that below. I do want to take a moment and again say, give Victory Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram a call, see what they can do with your payment. Also register to get entered in to win that free boat. It's a nice brand new boat, brand new motor, brand new trailer. Wish I had one. Again, any thoughts or insight, put it below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests, and never hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.